what, man? Football is back, man. We got the first game of the NFL regular season right now on Thursday Night Football. And what better way to bring it in than with the Thursday Night crew, man? Look, we ain't new to this. We true to this. We used to do these right on TikTok, right as we came into your living room on Thursday night. We used to do the same thing on Sunday night. So we just returning back to our roots. Like I said, we're not new to this. We are true to this. And I cannot do the show without the Fantastic Three. Myself, BRF, and the personification of greatness himself, Flash, and the gentleman of Georgia, BRF, man. How y'all doing today, brother?
Doing good. I'm looking forward to a 3-day weekend. So headed to the Packer opener on Sunday and just a nice Monday off. So I'm good. I'm excited. And football's here. I'm excited. The only thing that makes me mad right now is they haven't switched this stupid kickoff rule yet that needs to go away. So other than that, I'm good. I'm happy.
Life, it's going pretty good, man. I can't complain. It's been a good week of work. We got stuff getting ready. We're having we got a pro event coming up in a couple of weeks, so we're kind of getting everything ready for that. Man, I'm excited. Football's back. I mean, how can you not be excited? Whether it's college or whether it's pro, football is back. How can you not be excited? This is like the best. In my opinion, sports wise is the best time of the year when college and the pros get to popping again, and it's hype. A lot of good football, a lot of good topics. I'm ready for it. I'm hyped, man. I'm praying to God this year, whether it's a Georgia game or an Atlanta Falcons game. I'm praying to the God above I can get to one or both this year, at least one. So hopefully, in good faith, I can get to something, because I live in Madison, Georgia, which is about 35 minutes away from Athens. And I kid you not, I have never been to Sanford Stadium for a game.
That is a travesty. We're gonna
so hopefully that change. I want that to change very soon.
I wanted to change as well. Look, let's just get right into it, man. Let's just get right into it. So before the damn game even started, this is arguably one of the biggest week one games of the season. Dallas with the trade for Micah Parsons, with a lot of controversy going on with the Dallas Cowboys, them being division rivals, and with the Philadelphia Eagles being defending Super Bowl champions. What the fuck I hate the curse at the beginning of the show. I hate that. But what the fuck is wrong with Jalen Carter? He just literally spit on Dak and might have cost his team the game before the ball even started. BRF, you were saying something earlier about, Falcons fans always stated that instead of Bijan, we should have drafted Jalen Carter. But, after seeing him doing that, what are your thoughts about this, brother?
Your most valuable defensive player has absolutely no reason at all to get disqualified after the kickoff, because he basically got suckered in by Dak Prescott talking trash, and then you spit in his face. You spit in the... Look here, we give the Dallas Cowboys all types of crap. It doesn't matter what show we're on. But let's face it, you spit on the starting quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you would have got the heave ho either way, but you spit on him in front of the ref before the game even started. They had no choice but to kick you out. And I was saying something to the Falcons fans out there who continually say, "Oh, we know we got a great running back in Bijan Robinson, but in terms of value alone, we should have taken Jalen Carter because of what he would have brought to the defensive side of the ball." I don't want this dude on my team if he's finna cost me games like this. I don't want. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're arguably the best defensive tackle going in the NFL right now. You got to have your head on straight. There's absolutely no reason for you to be going out there spitting on another player before the game even started. And the fact that you did it and the referee just like you're on camera for the world to see. So you're about to get flamed the entire weekend, if not longer. You should know better. You should know better than this. Especially if they lose. The Dallas Cowboys are absolutely within their God-given rights as a football team that plays offense to absolutely destroy the side of the defensive line that you're supposed to be on. I hope they run for 180 on y'all tonight. You got to be smarter than that, dude. You got to be smarter than that. Like if they lose, you are going to be the butt end of every joke for at least the next 2 weeks, if not longer. What the hell are you thinking? And I'll say this real quick to the Falcons fans. I never ever want to unless Bijan Robinson does stupid and get in trouble in his own right. I don't want to hear nothing else about Jalen Carter. I get his value on defense and what he would have brought. But I'm sorry, at some point, we got to talk about that mental. We got to talk about that head and that thinking process. You do not cost your player. You do not cost your team in any shape, form, or fashion, any type of momentum. You better be lucky you have the talent around you that can come up and probably kind of support you on this. But after the game, every single one of them has absolutely they have absolutely the right to rip you a new hole. Point blank, period. You got to think and you got to be better than that. You got to absolutely be better than that. This is Thursday night. This is the kickoff. This is the opener. Defending Super Bowl champions. You getting a banner raise. Like, what are we doing? You got to be smarter than that, bro. You better pray the Eagles win tonight, or you gonna hit.
Flash.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say and say it was a smart move. But to say that, I mean, if I put it this way, as Falcons fans, would you have taken Ndamukong Suh?
Yes.
Okay.
But you also have to look at other available players at the time and what you really needed on both sides of the ball. If he's the best player and there's absolutely nobody else, you have to take him.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I mean, right? Like, was this really stupid? Yes. Do I think that this is going to affect the outcome of the game? Maybe. I mean, it's Jalen Carter, but I mean. Yeah, it is stupid. It's stupid. I'm trying to find a way to defend. I'm not even defending his actions. It's not something that I'm trying to do. It's more of, I can understand why Falcons fans would still want Jalen Carter over Bijan Robinson. Totally understand.
These are the same Falcons fans that think Michael Vick is the greatest quarterback in the history of the league. I don't always take them serious.
Well, yeah.
It's the greatest quarterback in the history of the franchise. I get what you're saying, but
again, you know, if the worst thing the kid does is spit in Dak's face, I mean, and cost a stupid game, yes. I mean, I don't, you know, I know we're wrong. Now, he did fall in the draft because of something stupid too.
Yeah, because him and Georgia players love to drive in scat packs and drive cars.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, is it dumb? Yes, but I well, you know, yeah. Is he gonna get raked over the coals? Yeah. Should he? Yeah. But I'm not like, this isn't like Ndamukong Suh when he stomped on a dude's head without a helmet, by the way.
Well, that was Albert Hainsworth, brother.
Oh, sorry. Right. I'm sorry. That was Albert Hainsworth. What did Suh do?
And Ndamukong Suh kicked somebody.
No, yeah, he stepped on
he kicked on the pack. He kicked one of the Packers.
Yeah. I can't remember the guard or whatever. Yeah, but he like tried to break his leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. He whipped him. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I'm not surprised. Like I think we as fans, I mean, don't get me wrong, do I expect do I expect some decorum on the field, some professionalism? Yes. But like when you hear stories of like Kevin Garnett saying that your wife tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios on the floor, like, I don't think we're privy to a lot of the stuff that happens on the field, whether it be physical or verbal. And I think a lot of the stuff that's said on the floor and or on the floor and or the court, on the floor and or the field is we don't really hear it that much. So does something like this shock me? No. I think this stuff happens a lot more than we find out. This time he just got caught on camera doing it.
What's up, PSP? Tell D I send my love to her too. Oh yeah, here's some PSP. Should Carter be suspended? Hell yeah, he should be suspended. And shit, shit.
Here's the. No. I don't think they're going to though. That's the thing. I don't think they're going to suspend him.
They suspended Sean Taylor. They suspended Sean Taylor for that years ago, and that was during a playoff game. So he's going to get suspended, if not heavily fined as well. So his ass is gone for at least 1 or 2 games.
Really?
I think they're gonna. I remember that. I do remember that. I think they're gonna heavily fine him, but I don't know if they. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be shocked if they do suspend him, and I know they've done it before, but. They're gonna heavily fine him, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm not gonna rule it out, but we'll see.
Hey, if this was Paul Tagliabue, God rest his soul, or either Pete Rozelle, God rest his soul, I can honestly say he may not get suspended. But this is Roger Goodell, and I'm sorry to say he don't play that crap. He's like the school principal that you just know you're not gonna get no leeway. But yeah, look when you do something that darn stupid. I know it's the first game. It's a division rival. You trying to, get an edge on somebody. But damn, cuz, enough's enough. Like, chill. And plus, guess what? You have to worry about your next contract. I don't think some of these dudes be thinking about that. You got to worry about when we get signed to a major deal. The first thing, well, I ain't got to tell y'all that. Y'all got some damn sense. But the first thing I'm gonna be thinking about, look, we got to get through this next contract, keep the viewers so we can get an even bigger one. Think about this. You only got, look, as a defensive tackle, your expectation as far as what happened?
They fighting.
Who?
I'm watching the game. They got into a scrap. They literally got in a scrap. They literally had to pull people back.
Yeah,
oh my God.
That's expected. Like I said, but look, I can deal with the fighting.
Oh boy.
Look, I can deal with the fighting. Just don't spit on me, bro. I'm just gonna be real. Don't spit on me. You spit on the ground. Two of the worst days.
No, you know what? No, you know what? I'm just gonna say it right now. I fucking love this. I do.
I do. I mean, I ain't saying nothing wrong with it though.
With all the new stupid rules, you can't fucking hit anybody anymore. No, this is fucking great. I want division rivals ripping their I grew up on on Baltimore, Pittsburgh, the Giants and the Niners from the 80s and the 90s. Like, dude, spitting on somebody, like, come on.
I'm gonna just be real with you. Look,
it's great.
I'm gonna be cordial during the game because I don't want to cost myself millions. But after that game, I'm finna find you. I'm gonna whoop your ass. You just being real. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
This is great. I love
it.
I
don't care if I lose either. I'm gonna whoop your ass. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
And the crazy thing about it is, I think we got like a bunch of divisional games this week. Don't be shocked if we see a lot of this Sunday.
Good.
Yeah, they'll heavily fine them at least $100K. Shit, they fine him $100K. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised. PSP.
And my thing is this: by them ejecting him out before, and by them ejecting him before the first snap, they basically suspended him on the fly anyway. So ain't no need to take another game from him.
Suspended a game.
Yeah, he's basically being suspended for this game, so ain't no reason to take another one from him.
That's a valid point right there. So
yeah, just hit that, just hit that wallet, pretty good. I say at least $100, like at least $100K. I'd hit that wallet good, and then hopefully he learn his lesson, not do it again.
Shit, what the hell you doing? Throw the ball. I gotta make sure my mama smile tomorrow. That's how come I'm hoping they win tonight.
Boy.
Ooh, nice comeback, CD. Wow.
So y'all a little ahead of me right now.
Yeah. Right, dude, watch. I'm gonna tell you right now, okay, as a former semi-pro wide receiver, watch CD come back to this ball.
Yeah, I saw that.
Watch him.
Ooh, I see what you're talking about. Ooh, that was nice. That was nice. Beautiful. That's nice.
Yeah, keep running it up the middle. There we go.
I mean, that's why CD Lamb is recognized as a top 5 receiver in the league right now. He on his game.
Yes, indeed. They'll hit him.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Keep to lead Crabtree chain snatched the Cormega of what I like to call the rap beef on the field. Let's stick with the NFL while we at it. Let's just stick with the NFL. We'll get to college a little bit later. What's one hot take that you guys have for the upcoming NFL season?
Oh gosh. Flash, I think I might have to think about this one. You got one?
Well, my hot take last year, I ended up being actually right. And that was and because my hot take last year was Washington would be second in the division.
Yeah, you did. You nailed that to the T.
Oh shit, I like that. Cam Scatterboo for offensive rookie of the year.
I love Scoots. I do. But he's not starting yet though. That's the problem.
Nah, that's still Tyrone Tracy's still starting for them.
Yeah, he's not starting. As much as I want him to be, I think if he was the starter, absolutely. I would be on you. PSP, I would be right there with you. He'd be on every fantasy team of mine if he was the starter.
Yeah, I would start him here. I would.
Yeah.
But
not after the year Tyrone Tracy had. You give him a shot. I'll
pretty much give them like split time. I'll use them like Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara was used down there in New Orleans.
All right, my hot take is that the Baltimore Ravens do not win their division this year.
Ooh.
But they still make the playoffs.
Who do you think wins the division then?
I think Cincinnati squeaks it out. I think it's going to be. I think that division. I think that division is going to be a lot closer than we think.
Okay.
But I think Pittsburgh's actually going to be. I think it's going to be a 3-team race. It's going to be close all year.
I have one.
Okay.
Go ahead, champ.
Baltimore finally makes it to the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
Baltimore finally makes it to the Super Bowl this year. And Mike Tomlin finally has his first losing season. And he's put on the hot seat thoroughly.
Really?
Yes. He finally
I'm gonna keep it 100.
He goes 8-9, and he ends up having his first losing season that's gonna put him finally on the super hot seat. Guaranteed.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. To piggyback off of that. I think if Mike Tomlin has a losing season, I think he gets fired. I honestly think they're at this point. I think they're looking for. I'm not saying looking for a reason to get rid of him, but I feel like the fans are kind of like, okay, yeah, winning season, woohoo! Like you don't do nothing after that. I think if he has a losing season, I think they get him out.
Yeah, I think he finally has his first losing season this year. And I think it's going to be a big clash of. I think it's only a matter of time before him and Aaron Rodgers start clashing. I don't think it'll be the first. I think it won't be the first game. Probably won't be the second game. I'll say around week 4, prepare for the clash.
I honestly look. I'm what you call a tier 1 Aaron Rodgers hater. But I honestly don't think he's going to be a ton of drama this year. Really? I think as long as he's healthy, I don't know. I think that team's actually going to be pretty decent. All they've needed is again. This is like Washington. This is kind of my feeling that I had with Washington. All they've needed is above average quarterback play. And they'll get it with Rodgers. As much as we wanted to crap on Rodgers last year, and it was well deserved, and his whole stint in the Jets in general, like he'll be above average. And that defense is still great. So I mean, and DK Metcalf is still DK Metcalf, and honestly, he's never really had a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. So I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. Do I think he's going to be like MVP level Aaron Rodgers? No, I don't. But he'll be above average.
All right. BRF. Come on down.
All righty. Hot take. I know how I've been thinking about this one, and I think, I know how a lot of people like to kind of crap on the NFC South division, and to an extent, rightfully so, because the last few years is basically one and done as far as getting the team in the playoffs. I think this year the NFC South gets multiple teams into the playoffs this year.
Ooh.
I think the NFC South gets multiple teams in the playoffs this year. Yeah, I think. And it's crazy, but you're basically looking at Tampa, Atlanta, Carolina. I think two of them get in this year.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I really think this. Go ahead, PRF. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm looking. Yeah, like I said, I'm looking at Tampa. I feel like I don't care about, as much as I love my team and I love our roster, I feel like we've had this the last couple of years, and until they knock the Tampa Bay Buccaneers off the roost as far as like being the top dogs in the NFC South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers deserve to be the favorites to win that division. But still, I like the Falcons going out, drafting Jalen Walker, drafting James Pierce Jr., to a lower extent signing a Leonard Floyd, who will give them some pass rush. And also drafting Watts and Billy Bowman for the defensive backfield. I like what they did in the draft on the defensive side of the ball, and like I said, signing Leonard Floyd. And then you look at what the Carolina Panthers have done, with all the moves they made, and basically saying, hey, we're gonna, all right, Bryce, you showed us something the second half of last year. We're gonna build it around you. They go and draft Ted McMillan from Arizona. I can't remember what they did on defense, but I know they went out and improved the defense as far as like on the front seven. So, I like what I saw as far as all three teams, as far as either retooling or just trying to find ways to make them better, the right ways in order for them to compete this season. I think two of those three get in the playoffs this year.
I do have another hot take. We talk about quarterbacks that are under tremendous pressure, and I think I put this on our Instagram page as well. I think that J.J. McCarthy deserves to be on that pressure list because of how good the team was last year. No, hear me out. How good the team was.
I know. I saw your video. I've been waiting to kind of hear this.
How good the team was last year. You had a top offense. You have a top defense. You have the best receiver in the league, and Justin Jefferson. You have good running backs. You have good offensive line. And when you think about second-year quarterbacks that have great teams around them, J.J. McCarthy has that. Team went 14-3 last year. Team went 14-3 last year with a quarterback. Let's just face it. Sam Darnold up until last year was a bust. He was considered a bust. Now, granted, he was in New York, and guess what? I wouldn't go play in New York now, and my net worth ain't pretty much nothing right now. And I wouldn't play for New York. You even get my ass knocked the hell out for the rest of my life. You have me walking funny. That's just being real. But they went 14-3, almost won a division, came within a couple of games of winning a division title, had it not been for Detroit. He's in a blood and guts division at this point, and he has to take over for Sam Darnold, who, like I stated, he was a quarterback bust. He had a great season. He just got paid. Okay, now you are a second-year quarterback. Let's see what you can do with all of this talent that's around you. You already inherited. You're a quarterback that has inherited a great team. You inherited this great team. Granted, Had you been healthy last year, you probably start last year. And you come into one of the best situations, arguably in the history of the damn league. This team won 14 games and gave Detroit a run for their money every time they played each other. So you have a team that you've inherited. This team that he has is on par with the late 90s Colts. This team is that on par. Tell me I'm lying. They got Justin Jefferson. They got, when Jordan Addison gets back, he's a great number 2 receiver. Then you got Hockenson. He's a damn top 10 tight end. Then they just went, regardless of what we may think, but Adam Thielen had a good solid 2 years in Carolina. He had a solid 2 years in Carolina.
Who did?
Adam Thielen. Yeah. So you got your receiving core right there. Aaron Jones is coming back. They just drafted another running back to go along with that, just in case. You have solid offensive line play. You have solid defensive line play. Guess what? You have no reason not to succeed. And guess what? Although you were injured, you had a chance to learn behind Sam Darnold for the year. You had a chance to learn. So guess what? You come into a top 5, a top 10 offense, a top 10 defense, and you have the best receiver in the league. You got good offensive line play. You have 6 Pro Bowlers on your team. 6. What reason do you have not to succeed? The only other quarterback in your division that is under more pressure, and guess what? They traded up in order to get you.
Yeah, but I would say I would agree with your statement if he would have played last year and he would have played poorly or played like meh, but he didn't. So I don't think the pressure is on him. Like because you compared it to, who did you compare it to?
The late 90s Colts.
No. Like the amount of pressure he's under. You compared it.
This is I'll say it. The JJ McCarthy situation is not a Caleb Williams situation at all.
Oh, that's what I think Caleb Williams is under because
he's the number 1 overall pick, so rightfully so. He's the number 1 overall.
That just as a prospect coming out. Caleb Williams was being talked about as like the best prospect since Andrew Luck. JJ McCarthy, now don't get me wrong, I loved JJ McCarthy coming out of college. I wanted my Patriots to draft him. I wanted them to do Harrison at 3 and then trade up to get McCarthy. I desperately wanted that. I think he's going to be really good. But I don't think he's under the same pressure, nowhere near Caleb Williams. Like, I don't even think he's under – I think he's in the whole division. I think he's under the least amount of pressure.
I agree. See, I gotta agree. I agree with Flash on basically the same.
But you got Jared Goff now, who is now lost Ben Johnson, and Detroit has their whole defense back, and they are still a Super Bowl contender.
Yes.
It's do you need now? It's now everybody's healthy. As long as everybody stays healthy, now you got to deliver. Jordan Love, we're talking about him as being the MVP walking into next year. Well, now Green Bay finally went out and drafted number 1 overall wide receiver. You got Josh Jacobs. We didn't traded Marcus Parsons. Like, this is year 5 or whatever. Like, all right, are you the MVP dude that we saw at the end of the 2023 season, or are you that kind of inconsistent whatever? Blah blah blah. You know, that we just gave you a massive contract touch. And Caleb Williams, we have, the dude, we already know and so I think JJ McCarthy is the one. Does he have pressure? Sure, but I don't even think he has the most pressure in the division.
Well, maybe not in that division, but as far I'm talking about second-year quarterbacks.
As far as can I be honest with you? As far as second-year quarterbacks, he's under the least amount of pressure.
Yeah,
he's under the least. Bro, because he didn't play last year. He didn't. I would understand. I agree with all the Flash's talking points. I would completely understand if he played and didn't do a good job. But even with inheriting that team, Did we really think Minnesota was gonna go 14-3 last year?
Again, and that's why I believe he's under a lot of pressure, because the thing is, what if that team? Wait a minute, hear me out. What
I'm
if
listening.
Goes 9-8 and barely makes the playoff, or doesn't make the playoffs at all? With all of these weapons, with that great defense.
Wait. So wait, hold on. But let's This is we're talking about, like, okay. Do you remember Aaron Rodgers' first year in Green Bay?
Yeah,
he took over an NFC Championship level team.
Yes, he did,
and he went 6-10.
Yeah,
yes, he
was calling for his head.
What?
And from now, I don't know what went on in the town where you was probably a little bit closer, but a lot of Green Bay fans, when I was overseas, they was calling for his head.
I honestly, most people here weren't.
Okay.
And because they saw, they're like, oh, okay. Like, it's you don't need, all JJ McCarthy has to do right now is establish, oh, you're good. Okay. Like, we don't need you to be like, we don't need you to go 14-3 this year. All he needs to do is be like, oh, all right, we're okay with giving you the keys in the future. That's it. That's all he's got to do. If he gets anything more than that, it's a bonus.
Okay.
So
let me tell you something. I'll say that, and I'll add this real quick. Let me tell you something. If JJ McCarthy, fresh off of an injury, if he gets Minnesota back into the playoffs, I promise you, Minnesota fans will look at him and be like, okay, we got our guy for the next at least 5-6 years. We got our dude. So that's why I feel like he's actually under the least amount of pressure of all the second-year quarterbacks. Because I don't think he doesn't need to come out and just wow and be the savior. I mean, the reason why is because you named all that Minnesota has. They're coming back locked, loaded, ready to go. So you know what you need to do? Don't screw up.
Okay. So who's up under the most pressure? BRF, him or MPJ?
You got to go MPJ because you got to go Michael Penix because Michael Penix has hype. Okay. Michael Penix has some of the most offseason hype coming into the 2025 season, and it's really it's based off of a really small sample size. Good God, what he did in that really small sample size, and it's just from the standpoint of he basically validated a lot of the draft tape that people saw on him. I felt like he had the best arm talent of any of the quarterbacks coming out, and he showed that consistently. And it's the fact, and I feel like he's going to live up to it. But I think Penix has more pressure on him than JJ McCarthy because the Atlanta Falcons were supposed to win this division last year and they screwed it up. And a lot of people are going to pick them to win the division again this year. So he has to come in and be like, okay, we gave Kirk Cousins $180 million and we still want you to be the dude. So Michael Penix got to go out and show it. So I definitely think Michael Penix has more pressure than JJ McCarthy.
I honestly think I agree, but I don't think either of them are under tremendous pressure.
Yeah. No. It's not tremendous pressure, but Penix is under more than JJ McCarthy.
I do. I agree, but I look at it. It's because of it, and I don't mean this as a dig at your franchise. I think it's we've seen a failure of this offense with all this talent around, and it hasn't been what everybody's kind of thought. And I don't even think it's like an indirect pressure on Penix, where it's like, all right, we got Kirk Cousins, and that didn't work out, and now we drafted this dude, and everybody was laughing at us, and it's like Kyle Pitts was supposed to be the second, coming to Rob Gronkowski, and then he's just been ass, and
bad quarterback. He got a thought, but. Is it safe to say quarterback play has a good bit to do with that?
Well, that's my point. But that's my point. It's like an indirect pressure. It's not like Caleb Williams is direct pressure. It's different. I can't explain why it's different, but with Caleb Williams, it's because of the attention. When it comes to him and the attention, that's what's different. Is that you are the number one overall draft pick? You were literally talked about as a prospect on the level of Andrew Luck, John Elway, Peyton Manning, that type of level prospect.
And plus, he's a character. He's a character as a quarterback.
Yes.
He's a Hollywood type of quarterback.
He is. So with which I'm not knocking him for, but now this is where they went and got Ben Johnson. They went and supposedly fixed the offensive lines. You have all the tools around you. Like, you better show that you are. And I don't even think Caleb Williams needs to make the playoffs.
That was my next question too.
I don't think, but again, I think it's very similar to JJ McCarthy, but on another level, a higher level. You need to show that you were worthy of that top overall the draft pick.
Yes.
I need to see. I'm not expecting, like, I need you to be next year thought as they can make a deep playoff run. That's what I'm expecting next year. This year, I want to see, this is going to sound silly, I want to see hope. Give me hope. Give the Bears fans hope. That's it. It's basically, I want out of him, it doesn't even have to be this level, what Jordan Love showed his first year as a starter. Because Jordan Love almost got the team to a Super Bowl. I'm not expecting that. But, like, talent-wise, that's what you should be.
Okay. I got a quick question for you guys. Has anybody noticed that the best quarterbacks in the league are all in the AFC, right?
There's more good ones in the AFC, yes.
The top four, the consensus top four, yes.
Yeah. But you notice a lot of these second-year quarterbacks that we're kind of betting the farm on, all of them in the NFC.
Yes, this is true.
Penix Jr.
You got him, you got McCarthy, you got McCarthy, you got Caleb Williams.
Yeah. So could this be the beginning of the old guard versus the new guard? In the near future?
I forgot. Hope so. I hope so.
Because we're starting to see like this influx of like greatness. I'm like at the quarterback position, right? So it's just like you're seeing like the NFC, they got their crop. And the AFC and the NFC, now they got their crop. So if Jaden Daniels, McCarthy,
didn't even say Jaden Daniels.
Let's not forget about Jordan Love. I know he's not a second or third year player, but he's still new. He's still new guard. Still new to the game. Think about how much great football that is going to bring for years to come for the NFL.
Oh, the thing that excites me is, and again, I like to, and this may be wishing my own demise, but as just a pure football fan, I love the thought of a NFC North with JJ McCarthy, Jared Goff, Jordan Love, and Caleb Williams all being elite quarterbacks.
I love that.
I love that too. I do too.
You're a football fan. I would get to see basically for the next 15 years some of the, like, probably if they all succeed, like probably the deepest division of quarterbacks we've ever seen. The potential is
the
there.
potential.
The potential.
The potential's there.
They'd be the new NFC South when we was in our heyday.
Yeah, because I will stand by. In my lifetime, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Drew Brees, good God. At their peak, good God. And so like as far as like a whole division, like I'm trying to go back to like, okay, I'll be 40 in November. So I'm trying to go back to a time where a full division was like that deep, where almost every quarterback could just sneak and win the division. It had been a while before that NFC South came up, and the fact that I do have a little bit more of like an appreciation the fact that we even talking about the NFC North like this, because I feel like the NFC North is like they're just they're just, I'm trying to find the right word. It's like they're just synonymous with just like just that hard nosed, rugged. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which teams win in the division, which teams dominate in the division. When one of those two teams go up against each other in a regular season game, they're going to beat the absolute daylights out of each other, regardless of whether it's a defensive game or an offensive game. And the fact that we're talking about potentially all four quarterbacks in that division having any type of say so as far as like the playoff seedings and playoff standings, which is what could potentially happen in the future. Hey, I'm down for it. I'm absolutely down for it.
I'm all for it. Let's move on to the next topic. This is why I love this show, man. I love doing this show. Love this shit. Love this shit. You know what I'm saying? Love it. But hey, so which week 1 game are you looking forward to?
I know you didn't ask me that question. You know which one I'm looking for. I know you didn't ask me that question. You know what one I'm looking forward to.
No, I have to answer that question, man. I have to. I don't want to. I have to.
Champ, come on, man. We got to be on the same level as this. We are Falcons fans. Of course I'm going to say Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Of course I'm going to say Tampa Bay. Of course I'm saying it because of the fact that we're getting Tampa Bay and Atlanta in week 1. This is going to direct the tide of the NFC South potentially off the bat. And I mean, both games last year were honestly really good games. And the fact that the Falcons swept them and didn't win the division, of course, they want to come back and set a tone. And Tampa Bay is looking at it like, okay, you beat us twice last year, but we are still the kings of the NFC South. You still couldn't get it done. And we're going to show you why you couldn't get it done. So of course, I guess, a locational bias, but the fact that the game should be really, really good because we have two good teams, I'm gonna say Tampa Bay and Atlanta is the one I'm looking forward to.
Go ahead, champ.
No, my bad, Flash.
There's so many great storylines right now in week 1. I mean, I think the Green Bay Detroit game, and I'm probably going off bias as well. I wouldn't have said that without the Micah Parsons trade. But I think with the Parsons trade, I think that is the most intriguing matchup and I'm looking forward to the most. But there's a lot, dude. Monday night, Minnesota versus we just got finished talking about JJ McCarthy and Caleb Williams. They're going head to head on Monday night.
Damn.
Like that's huge. Like that's such a huge. Like my butt is going to be glued to the couch watching that game. And
I'm watching it too.
Just a Sunday night game. We got Baltimore versus Buffalo.
Oh, AFC. Oh, yeah. AFC divisional rematch, bro.
Even on, and here you go. Now you have multiple games on less. You got Cincinnati and Cleveland on a less level. Can Flacco still kind of get back his magic? And Burrow coming off what a lot of people thought should have been his MVP last year, even though his team went, didn't go anywhere, but he played so well. I think this is again me being a little biased, but I'm looking at the storylines in general. We have the new look Mike Vrabel Patriots versus the new look Pete Carroll Raiders on Sunday too. So there's a lot of really great storylines this year. Or this first week. Even tomorrow night's game, the Chiefs and the Chargers. I think there's so many question marks around both of those teams right now. So I think, there's a lot to look forward to week 1. Like I am very happy that I have a 3-day weekend because I'm going to the opener. I'm going to the Packer game. So I'm kind of disappointed I can't just sit and watch football all day, but yeah, dude, it's just so many good games. Oh my God. Like I am so excited for this. I am more excited this year for football than I was last year.
I have to say this, man. I'm excited to see football in general. I am so happy that after my Sunday run, I'm going to sit my ass in front of this TV and eat some grilled chicken because I can't eat hot wings on Sunday no more like I used to. I'm going to sit here after my morning run. After my morning run, I got to do my 3 miles on Sunday. After my morning run, do not bother me. Do not bother me. Leave me the fuck alone. I made sure every subscription that I've had is up to date. I've made sure every subscription. I even got myself the little antennas that you put on the local stations just to make sure you got it.
Oh my God.
I even got that just to make sure I got Fox because there was a feud going on between Fox and YouTube, but they fixed it back. The minute I heard that, I went and got me a little antenna, grandmama's antenna, so I could get the local stations. I'm excited to sit down all damn day and watch football. And I will be sitting in front of that TV. And I'm glad I got a computer. I can watch it on here. I can watch one game on my computer. I can watch one game on my TV. I gotta go to Walmart tomorrow, see if I can, get me another TV so I can hang up on the wall so I can watch everything. I want to see everything. There's something about, look, nothing kind of captures our imagination quite like the NFL, quite like college football. I've said this before and I said it again. Every other sport, you need drama. Football is the only sport where you don't need it. It sells itself. The storyline sells itself. You couldn't have bought. Look, let's just be real. Although it's dumb what he did, you cannot buy the publicity that Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott is going to do tomorrow if the Eagles lose this game.
Why do you think I was just like, and then there's a scrum. Like I said, let's just go. Let's go. Spitting, hawking loogies, twisting arms underneath the pile. Let's go. Let's just go.
You cannot buy that type of publicity.
No.
That's Tupac caliber publicity right there. You just cannot buy it. So I'm excited to see what kind of storyline that I can, and plus I'm excited to see what type of content that I'm going to make. Especially y'all gave me an idea for that McCarthy and
Yo, what's up with the Georgia player tonight? What's going on with the Georgia player tonight? Nolan Smith just got a dang taunting penalty. Like, what's going on with the Georgia boy tonight?
Hey man, look, man. Let's just keep it all the way a buck. A lot of our guys are kind of undisciplined. They ain't do that shit with Kirby Smart because you had the potential to kick you because you knew Kirby Smart could get your ass up out of there. But now I'm at the pros. Somebody bound to give me a contract somewhere. And plus, a lot of these guys are contract years too. Let's not forget about that. Even if I miss some time as a pass rusher, somebody gonna get. So hey, just being real. But I'm looking forward to football in general, man. Like I said, y'all just gave me an idea about that Caleb Williams. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna even say it. I'm gonna just wait until tomorrow and make the video tonight and post the video tomorrow. So I'm just excited. Like I said, football captures our imagination more than, and they just gutting their ass because Jalen Carter's stupid ass won't spit on people. So, and y'all saw that, you saw him run right up the middle on him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I'm glad, what I'm glad of though? I'm glad that that Brian Schottenheimer is playing Marty Ball because this is equivalent of Marty Ball. Field position, defense, and the pass. Yeah.
I just want to say something right now. If Dallas wins this game, you opening night, you beat the defending Super Bowl champions at their house. I just can we give Jerry a little bit of credit, please, if they pull this game off?
Yeah, we can give Jerry.
I just
said on PSP's podcast, people give Jerry a lot of hell, but a lot of the building blocks for Dallas, he was able to get them. Like I said before, he's the Jerry Krause of the NFL. He's going to get a lot of the blame, but they don't want to give him a lot of the glory. Oh, I thought there was an immaculate reception at first, but because the thing is, people always say, "Well, he chased Jimmy off." I hired Jimmy. I hired.
Yeah.
So, just like with Jerry Krause, guess who hired Phil Jackson? Jerry Krause. So the only difference that between Jerry Krause and Jerry Jones is Jerry Jones is the owner, and he has a hell of a lot more charisma than Krause did. You saw that shit, didn't you?
Ooh.
All the time in the world. So that was fat. But yeah, I mean that's crazy. All right. We already went through the hot take. Too early NFL awards. Let's go through this quick. So
all right.
Let's go through it one by one, real quick, because I know how we analytic, we great minds. We'll be here all damn day. Let's go through this real quick.
Okay.
Most improved comeback player of the year.
Comeback player.
JJ McCarthy.
That's what I was about to say.
That's my pick.
Christian McCaffrey.
He's already having calf problems, by the way, again.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, luckily,
but if he's healthy, you're right.
If he's healthy.
Good Lord. Comeback player of the year. I'm trying to think of who all was like really, really bad last year or who got hurt. Gosh, I don't know. You know what? I'll go JJ McCarthy too, because I think
we're watching him right now. Dak Prescott. What about Dak?
Yeah, you know what? Because he had a bad year last year and he got hurt. You know what? I'll throw his name in the hat. I'll go Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Another one would be Hutchinson from Detroit.
Yeah, I thought about Aiden Hutchinson too.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson.
If he doesn't get hurt, he probably breaks the sack record.
Yeah.
I think he's easy defensive player of the year if he doesn't get hurt.
I think all the ones that we just mentioned now, I think those are the top front runners. Those are the guys that I would pick.
All right. Defensive rookie of the year. Real KO, Justin Fields. Okay, I like that one. Justin Fields.
Yeah, hey, he would be like the dark horse of dark horses for a comeback player of the year. So I could see it. And they're already talking about with the Jets, it's going to be like a run heavy, keep away style that's going to focus around the running backs and his running ability. So hey, you never know. Defensive rookie of the year. Yeah, I'm going to say James Pierce Jr.
James Pierce.
I'm going to say James Pierce Jr. because I don't know, man. It's something about his edge that I'm just like, we haven't had that down here in years, really since John Abraham. I like him, and then I'll throw another name out there just to not be completely biased. I don't know, man. The way that system is in Denver, watch out for Jahdae Barron, bro. Watch out for Jahdae Barron. That system in Denver is made for him to just come in and just strap up nickel wide receivers, like slot receivers, like right out the gate. Watch out for Jahdae Barron for defensive rookie of the year as well.
Okay. Flash.
I don't want to go simple and go Abdul Carter, but I kind of like that Giants defense. I just do. And I just think he's set up for it. I think he's just too talented. As much as I want to go and pull some rabbit out of my ass and just be like, well, it'll be this guy. I think the smart pick is Abdul Carter. He just is. That's my pick. Sorry, it's not flashy, but you know that's
well, he's made to succeed there. He's got all the protection in the world with that New York Giants defensive line. He's got all the protection in the world. You got Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, Kayvon Thibodeau. He has no reason to not succeed.
That's my point. Is like he's so set up to succeed. It's just, as long as he's healthy, then I don't. Yeah.
Offensive Rookie of the Year, real quick.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna go Ashton Genty. I think his style is made for a Pete Carroll style of offense, and I think Pete Carroll understands having someone as talented as him. You got to. I mean, you don't want to Todd Gurley him, but you know you're gonna have to use him. I'm gonna go Ashton Genty.
I think he's the smart pick, but my dark horse pick is out of the same division. That's RJ Harvey.
Okay.
Okay.
That's my dark horse pick. That's my, depending on how he gets, if he gets fed the ball a lot, that's my dark horse pick.
Omarion from the San Diego Chargers. Damn, Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, because he was announced as week one. He was announced as week one starter.
Okay. Real TKO. The real KO.
He's got Ted McMillan from where? Okay, I like the Ted McMillan pick.
It may be dark sports. I like that. That's like McMillan from yeah. I like that. He's asleep. He is a sleeper this year. Good shit. All right. Defensive Player of the Year. I'm going first. My main man in New York, Dexter Lawrence. I think he has a great chance to win Defensive Player of the Year. I'm not going to compare him to arguably the greatest defensive tackle of all time in Aaron Donald, but am I even allowed to say that at this point? He's only been retired for 2 years. Is he the greatest defensive tackle of all time?
Aaron Donald's the greatest defensive tackle of all time. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay. So I can't compare him to the greatest of all time as far as the defensive tackle position, as far as Aaron Donald, but he's getting there. He's great. He's top two as far as defensive tackle. Dexter Lawrence.
Top two, I think
top two now.
Top two now.
Okay.
Like I said, I can't compare him to the greatest of all time as far as Aaron Donald is concerned, but I think he is top two right about now. I think it's him and Jalen Carter going neck and neck. And if Jalen Carter wasn't so damn dumb, I put him right there. But, you might miss a couple of games because of this. It might put you right out of the contention of it. One thing, like I said, I wish that they would go ahead and put those two back together, because I really think that Christian Wilkinson on this team, Christian Wilkins and Dexter Lawrence together, along with
bring the Clemson boy back, huh?
Yeah, bring the Clemson connection back. Bring them back.
I can see that. Hey, I mean, honestly, I would like that more than the setup that they have, just from the standpoint of you have two true defensive tackles there. Now you have you got Thibodeau, you got Burns, you have Carter. You got more of a road. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna do so many things with that defensive line anyway. I don't think it's gonna matter. They're gonna do so many things as far as like creativity and innovation with that line.
Because that defensive line, especially if they bring in Christian Wilkins, that has the potential to be just like that 07 line. They has that much potential. Damn, he aired that ball out. Oh. But he aired that son bitch out like a ceiling fan.
Okay. All right. So we're on. Okay. So we're on defensive player of the year. I'll let you go, Flash.
Offensive player of the. Wait, what are we doing?
Defensive
player of the year.
Defensive rookie of the year or defensive player of the year?
Player.
Sorry. Man. I don't want to be a homer and do it.
If you want to do it, go ahead and do it, Flash.
Do it.
Because you want to do it. So just go ahead and do it. I know you want to. Just go ahead. It's okay.
Micah Parsons.
And then he said it like that too. Such a goof.
Yeah, he's another guy that I think is really set up to win Defensive Player of the Year. I just do. I think as long as his back is healthy, that's the thing that kind of scares me about this trade and then scares me about this year with him. Is his back healthy? If his back isn't healthy, then he ain't going to be a Defensive Player or Defensive Player of the Year. But I just think he's set up. I think I really like this Green Bay team. I really, really do. So, and that's not me being a homer. That's I just really like this Green Bay team. So I'm gonna go Micah Parsons. That's my Defensive Player of the Year this year.
Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald breakout year. Okay, I like that.
I know it's a safe pick. I know.
It's a safe pick. Yeah, we all.
I'm gonna go my favorite, and then I'm gonna throw a dark horse, and you will not expect my dark horse, but I think you will like my dark horse.
Jesse Bates.
No, he is no. Honestly, I'm not even gonna do Jesse like that. He should be one of the favorites for Defensive Player of the Year, absolutely. But I'm not gonna pick him. I think you know what? I think I don't know if I want to do it.
Do it.
Y'all might think I'm crazy for saying this. I think Patrick Surtain II. I think he repeats.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I think he repeats. I think Patrick Surtain II repeats. I just think, and honestly, I think the stars are aligning him for him to repeat. You just brought Nick Bonito back, so that pass rush is guaranteed. And just I think it's set up for Patrick Surtain to win it again. I honestly God do. My dark horse is another corner. Derek Stingley Jr. out of Houston. Watch the man, remember the name. Derek Stingley Jr. is a monster. And he is absolutely my dark horse to win Defensive Player of the Year. His instincts, his ball skills, his tackling, he does everything already so good. Derek Stingley Jr. is my dark. I have two corners. I have my corner favorite and a corner dark horse for Defensive Player of the Year.
Okay. All right, I got to ask you questions. Patrick Surtain, is he already better than his father?
Hell yeah.
No, I'm just
and his father was good, but I think he's already better.
But there's a difference between like a perennial Pro Bowler and then a Defensive Player of the Year player.
No, he was all pro. He was all pro.
No, but I'm saying a perennial Pro Bowler versus like a Defensive Player of the Year level. Like it's just a level up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick, yeah, his daddy, even though he was good, Patrick Surtain Jr. is the best corner in football, and his daddy was never that.
What is it safe to say that Sam Madison, he was better than Patrick Surtain? He wasn't even the best on his team.
Patrick Surtain, yeah, exactly. I think Sam Madison was better than Patrick Surtain, as good as Surtain was. I think Sam Madison was better. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame that defense went to race down there. Dave Wanstead. At one point, they had the best secondary in the league. It was him, Patrick Surtain, Sam Madison, and Brock Marion.
Brock Marion.
Yeah.
And then you had Jason Taylor and Zach Thomas on that front seven, bruh.
Don't forget about Cameron Wake.
And Cameron Wake, good God, bro.
Yeah. You had Cameron Wake. You had what's the guy's name? Alawala Ugulie. I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. You got
Alawala Ugulie. He had
honestly, you nailed that. To be honest with you,
you can't pronounce Micah, but you nailed that one. So
he nailed Alawala Ugulie. He nailed it. He nailed it.
Hey, I got my degree in computers, not spelling. So.
But props for hitting that name. You nailed that name to a T. I got to give you credit.
They had a little bit of everybody on that team. They just didn't have a quarterback. So, yeah, that was crazy. But, yeah, I had to ask that question. Hey, love it. Offensive Player of the Year.
I'm gonna do it. He better not let me down. He better not. Bijan Robinson. I feel like I don't know. There's I don't know. It's just he is so good already. And the way that they're talking about what they're gonna do with this offense, just you're gonna see more two backs. You're gonna see more two back. You're gonna see him line up more. So his targets are probably going to go up. Should go up this year. Yeah, I think we might see just if last year was the breakout. I'm scared of what this year's going to be. I honestly am. I think this could be like at least 2,000 scrimmage yards and 20 touchdowns. Like it could be that kind of year if they just don't screw it up. But I'm going to go Bijan Robinson.
You think he has a chance to break the franchise rushing record this year?
What I can't remember. What's the franchise rushing record? It's ain't it Jamal?
Yes. Do you have a chance? Do you think he has a chance to break that rushing record this year? 1,800 yards.
So Jamal in 98 was 1846, I believe. Honestly, I don't think he has to, because you also got to remember Jamal Anderson got the ball 418 times that year.
God damn.
So that's what basically it was. 1990. You ain't nobody tell me 1998 wasn't the reason Jamal Anderson suffered that torn ACL. Can't nobody tell me any different in 99. So I would rather see 2,000 all-purpose yards from Bijan. I'd rather see that than breaking the single-season rushing yardage record. Okay. I would rather see 2,000 all-purpose yards from Bijan Robinson. He doesn't have to break the single-season rushing record.
I think he has a chance to. I don't think they should go for it because.
He's got a shot, but I agree with you.
Yeah, but the person who's in second place in the all-time yards is Michael Turner.
I think he could pass Michael Turner, but that was 2008. He was 1636 or something like that. 1630 something. 1636. I think he can get that. He can get that.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, Flash, Offensive Player of the Year, brother.
I'm gonna go with another guy that's in a similar situation, but and their career paths are very similar. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Sonic.
I like, but honestly, you can't knock the pick. I like it. I think like him, like Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robinson are just they're both so goddamn good already. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
My Offensive Player of the Year. Let me see now. Let me see you get down low.
And I'll go ahead and tell you this before we move into the MVP. My MVP is another hot take.
Offensive player of the year. I'll go Bijan. Hell, I mean Bijan. I think Bijan has a chance to do great things. I think. Look, I'm not saying anything bad about MPJ, but I'm thinking this. This is his first year, and when you have this is his first year as a full-time star, and I truly believe that. Hey, it's his first year. Let the play action be a focal point of the offense. Just like what they did with none other than the greatest quarterback in franchise history. Remember the first couple of years, that play action was our secret. There was no better play action team than Atlanta Falcons in the NFC South because everybody was paying attention to Michael Turner. I didn't realize how much of a bowling ball that he was. That motherfucker was huge.
It was 5'11", 245, and could run a 4.4.
No, he was 5'9", 250. That dude was a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Bowling ball. So, and to think him, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Darren Sproles was in the same backfield with Marty Schottenheimer. That was nasty. That was nasty.
They basically beat the Indianapolis Colts in the playoffs because of that backfield.
Yeah, they beat the hell out of them. So, and look, who ended the streak for? You remember when the Colts was trying to go undefeated? Who ran the game? Who ran the game-winning touchdown?
I believe it was him. It was him.
Michael Turner. So I got to say Bijan, man. Like I said, I think he's going to have a great year this year. And yeah, I think he's going to have a great year this year. MVP, I'm going to go first on this.
Okay.
Lamar. I think he has an even better year than he did last year. And I think that they end up doing a lot more with him. And I think this is probably going to be his greatest year. It's probably going to be, well, I don't think he'll be able to top last year, but I think he'll be able to do a hell of a lot more. But I think that he has a chance to win that MVP3 this year. And I'll go with him, and I'll go with let me see. I'll just go with Lamar. I go to safe pick this time, man. I think Lamar has a chance to do him and Jordan Love.
Not bad. They're good picks, though. Good picks. All right. Okay. So while we wait on Flash to come back, I'll go ahead and do mine. Like I said, mine is going to be a hot take because I think it's time. This team's getting hyped coming into the regular season. I think it's time for my boy to solidify the Hall of Fame by winning an MVP. Champ, you should know who I'm talking about.
Matthew Stafford.
You got darn right. I am picking Matthew Stafford right now for NFL MVP. He is. I told you it was going to be a hot take. I like what the LA Rams have been doing. I like how that offense is shaping up with Devontae Adams and Puka, and you still got Kyron Williams in the backfield, but Matthew Stafford just shows no signs of slowing down. He is still amazing. Like I said, when we were doing like all the quarterback talks, I still think in my opinion, he's a top 5 quarterback still in this league right now. I'm going out on a limb. I am picking Matthew Stafford to win league MVP this year, and I think that all but solidifies him going into the Hall of Fame if he wins an MVP this year. I'm picking Matthew Stafford to win MVP this year.
Flash.
I think my safe pick is Joe Burrow. I think Burrow's going to be MVP this year. all that defense has to do is be above average, and they're a Super Bowl contender. My dark horse MVP, Patrick. This is going to sound sane in that it's a dark horse.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
I think that team is. I think people are doubting them. I think people are too early to put the dirt on the grave a little bit. I'm hearing some really stupid takes right now about Patrick Mahomes and that team. It's still Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. At the end of the day, I know they got their butts handed to them to the Super Bowl, and I get it, yada yada yada. But look, I know everybody loves my boy Brady and the Patriots and what he did during his career. Let's not forget, like, there were times that Brady got walked a couple times. It happens. I know it happened in the Super Bowl, but just because you lose a game, again, this is we'll touch on this, like the overreacting to certain things. Like, again, it's still Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. So that's my dark horse pick.
All right. And finally, Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. Who you got?
Matt LaFleur.
Okay, I like that. I might as well stay LA. Sean McVay.
Okay.
Coach of the Year. Ben Johnson.
Ooh.
Okay.
I think even if they don't make the playoffs, if they pull off something decent, and he has this team looking like they are not a 19, and he has this team looking like they're not trying to be the 1985 Bears anymore, I think that he'll make some noise as coach.
I have a dark horse because I think they're one of the most improved rosters in the league. Watch out for Mike Vrabel. Watch out for Mike Vrabel with the Patriots, because if they show drastic improvement and they get like a wild card spot, like 9-8, 10-7, watch out for Mike Vrabel.
Good call on that.
Okay. I think Mike Vrabel can do it again because he definitely has to coach it. He definitely has to coach it in order to do so. So yeah, I think
what players respect more than anything is someone who's been in the trenches, and Mike Vrabel was a vital part of some of those Super Bowl championships with the Patriots. Players respect that more than players gravitate to that more than anything. So let me tell you something. Them players are going to play for Mike Vrabel. So I'm telling you, I'm saying, just watch out for the New England Patriots. If they can make a run and get a wild card and be arguably the most improved team in football, Mike Vrabel's got a very good shot to get that.
All right. Let's step out the NFL and go to the young. Let's step out to the big dog league and let's go to the puppy league. Let's go to college. Let's get into college football. So there's been a lot of overreactions, in my humble opinion, over the internet about Arch. I really think that it's been, I really do. And I have been clamoring, and TikTok has been eating me up a little bit on it because people think that, I'm just being biased. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. But I really think people are overreacting towards this at this point because it's just one game. It's one game. You're coming out here against the national champions. They have a top offense. They have a top defense in the world. And this is your first game. And look, in the second half, we start to see the brilliance that he has. You start to see that brilliance. You start to see it. And he almost was able to bring them back, but unfortunately, he couldn't. Do y'all think that Arch Manning is a walking red flag at this point? And do you just feel like this is just media overreaction for clickbait? and this is just a bad game, he'll come around. Give me your thoughts.
So I watched that game, and now this isn't me saying that he's sucks or he's not who he is, but there were some concerning things that I saw. And then I went to somebody that was smarter than me, because I'm like, well, wait, maybe am I having a moment of like, am I overreacting here? And there's a former quarterback on YouTube. He kind of got famous, or he kind of went viral on YouTube for like doing like breaking down Madden plays and how to like break that down. He's a former NFL quarterback. His back.
You're talking about, yeah, I know him. He used to play at the Falcons. You're talking about Kurt Benkert.
Yeah, great. And he did a full breakdown on Arch Manning, and a lot of the concerns that I had, I was like, oh, he said this, so I didn't feel crazy. And one thing that really weirded me out was the lack of arm strength. Like there were throws that were, and the delivery in his throw, like the way he was throwing was just, it was like he changed his delivery something was just off. Now, the theory that Kurt put out was that he was hurt, that he's got a shoulder injury. Because there were certain other things too that you saw in that game. Now, I know Ohio State has the best defense in the nation, but it's not like he was under abundance amount of pressure. Like he was missing reads, missing wide open guys. So do I think this is like, oh my God, he's not who we thought he was? No. But I think there were some concerning things that came out of that game. I don't think that it's a bad thing to say. I just think I think the possible shoulder injury and the delivery and the arm strength or the lack thereof, that was the more concerning thing out of anything else. Because you're supposed to be, you're like a Manning with athletic ability.
Mm-hmm.
So like it was just, go back and watch. I'll share it in the chat, but watch Kurt's breakdown and really look at it and watch it and go, okay, it's again, not that, maybe he's just hurt or maybe he just had a bad game. It happens. It happens all the time. I'm just saying that there were some things that were kind of concerning. So
BRF.
I will say I did kind of say, like, before the season started, like everybody was kind of crowning Arch Manning like really, really early. And then everybody's like, oh, well, we're talking about the NFL draft coming up. Like, oh my gosh, people are going to be trying to trade for Arch Manning. And I'm like, well, I'll be honest with you. If I'm going just off of my analysis and looking at film and looking at the games and all that stuff, right now, if like all levels, like a level playing field, if we're talking about NFL draft, like an NFL draft, and everybody was to come out, he would be my QB3. Because Drew Laura would be my 2, and Garrett Nussmeier would be my 1. Garrett Nussmeier is a beast. He is a monster. LSU lucked the hell out when he became their starter, because he is every bit the part. He's the best quarterback in college football, bar none right now. But to go back to the Arch Manning topic, I feel like it's just a bad game because this is Ohio State we're talking about. I am not surprised at all they did this to a guy starting, as, being, taking over, being the first time, full-time guy. I'm not surprised all Ohio State did this. They've done this to veteran quarterbacks. This is the Ohio State University on defense. This is what they do. So I'm not surprised at all. They showed up and they showed out on their home turf. First game of the year. Not shocked at all. I mean, well, I was definitely worried about some of the reads and some of the throws that he weren't able to make. But he made some really good throws during that game. That one touchdown where he basically dropped it in the basket, like middle of the back of the end zone, that was a heck of a throw. So he made some good throws during that game. Like when they started to let it loose a little bit and he started to air it out a little bit, he was making some good throws. I I think it's just a bad game. I mean, he has plenty of time to improve. I just hope it was a bad game, and I just hope he's not hurt for real. Because if he is hurt, it's going to be hard for him to try to really find a real rhythm like the beginning of the season. If he's playing hurt, it's going to be hard for him to find a rhythm, and he might not be able to find it late in the season. But by then, we don't know. Texas could be already eliminated out of the CFP by then. We don't know. But I just want to see how he takes his first game and how he just moves on as the season progresses. I just hope he's not hurt. And like as the games are going on, we're gonna see it. Because I mean, let's face it, with the hype he has, with that last name, what everybody's talking about, it doesn't matter what defense he's playing, whether it's a good team or whether it's a lower level team, they're gonna try to throw the house at him. Because every defense from this point forward is going to try to embarrass this man just because of his last name and hype. They're going to come out and they're going to try to get him, and it's going to be like I want to see him continue to improve in that offense under Steve Sarkisian. I want to continue to see progression. I want to see it because I definitely don't think he would have been the best quarterback coming out in this draft. But I feel like the talent and the potential was there. Just with some of the throws he was making, but he's got to improve on his reads. He's got to improve on some of his passes. I just hope he's not hurt, because being hurt honestly affects you more than anything, because you can't see the true potential of his arm and his arm strength if he's injured. So that's the one thing I'm really looking at with him, as far as his ability to make the throws and make all the throws, regardless of whether they're short, intermediate, or deep passes. That's what I'm looking forward to Arch Manning the most, because, like I said, if he's hurt, it's gonna be. You're not gonna see the total package if he's playing hurt. And I mean, it sucks, but I mean, that's kind of how it works sometimes. But you're not gonna see the total package if he's truly hurt like this. If he's hurt, because like what Flash said, like Kurt Becker was talking about, he's kind of like, you know what, it's possible. I just hope for his sake he's not. I want to see continued progression.
I put it in the chat. Go watch that video. I want to see your guys' thought, because it like I said, I remember I watching it, I'm like, man, that just something seems not right. So I just kind of curious about it. So I don't think it's I think there are some. I think they're red flags, but I don't think they're in the aspect of like, oh, this kid stinks. I don't think it's that. I think it's more of, is he hurt?
Yeah.
That's it. So
yeah. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. What's up with the overthinking and overreactions in sports nowadays?
People want some of us people want to be the first to say this or the first to say that. People are just being so quick to be like, see, I told you about this guy and I told you about this guy, and it's just, I don't know, it's people, I don't know, it's a lot of clickbait. It's a lot of just people just wanting the last word on stuff and just want to be right about everything, but at the same time they don't always want to like actually look at games and look at stuff, analyze why this person might not be playing a certain type of way, why this person might be better than another person. I think it's laziness and analysis to a certain extent as well. Like, you know, the whole Arch Manning thing. Like I said earlier, let's not crown him yet as this next generational talent, this next forthcoming guy. I mean, we need to see him for a full season. We need to see how it works. And then it immediately goes to see, I told you he sucked. I'm like, y'all chill out, bro. It's just one game. Because how do you know he can't come back from that Ohio State game and show out and get Texas into the CFP? How do we know he's not going to do that? We don't know that. People are just, I don't know what it is. It's media hype. There are just so many aspects to it, and it's I don't know, like some of the, and it's like a lot of the media you can't always necessarily take serious of. So they're putting their necks out as far as like analyzing this player, and if we're wrong, people are just so quick and they're ready to call them out. It's a combination of a lot of things. Ultimately, I think it just boils down to people not always wanting to dig in, find the context, laziness and analysis, and just people's just undivided. Like people just want to be right instead of actually doing their due diligence and putting in the work to actually look at some of this stuff and try to gain context as far as why think this might not have gone the way you were expecting. So honestly, I just think it boils down to people just being lazy.
You know what? Before we get into it tonight, two big real games are coming on. I know everybody's focused on the NFL, but if you're a true sports fan, you have the Dallas Cowboys and the Eagles going head up. And on Amazon Prime, you have the two league MVPs potentially in the Feast of Koya and Asia Wilson going head up tonight. And they already got that. So I think this is going to be a great game. I will be talking about that later. Look, here's what I think, and I might be wrong. I'm glad I have you guys here to check. I think I don't have no problem with, some of the YouTubers, content creators like myself having hot takes. It's when you see journalists doing the shit that has me throwing off.
Yeah, did you see that? Did you see that? What Ryan Clark said?
Yes, I was getting to that.
Yeah.
I think what didn't happen is this. I really feel this way. I think that a lot of these sports networks, because people thought I was freaking crazy when I say, I'm telling you, these sports networks, they watch our content. I've been saying that since I first went on the podcast, because we'll say something one day, and then the next day, the exact words that we said are mimicked on a sports network. And we're not even that big right about now. So I believe that how YouTubers and content creators got big is because of the hot take. And I believe that a lot of these sport networks have gotten a hold of that and went corporate with it. I really believe that. And they say some of the most asinine things that you just ever want to say. So that's just, after one game. So
against the defending champions, that's
against the defending champions with one of the best players in the league in Jeremiah Smith. One of the best players in the league, if not the best.
I think he's the best.
If he would have come, I'm just gonna be real. If he could come out next year, would we really be talking about a quarterback going number one?
No, we'd be talking about him.
Exactly. So, I believe that these sports networks have gone corporate, have really taken the things that we do as content creators and have tried to mimic that and bring that to the forefront, and it's failing miserably. Not to mention, them taking things like NFL Red Zone, turning it into corporate, taking NBA on TNT, turning it corporate, taking the real, I don't want to say streetness out of it, but the grittiness out of it. So, yeah, I really believe a lot of these sports networks and stations, they have taken the hot take, what YouTubers and a lot of content creators have kind of made their name on, and they've taken it and corporatized it. They basically did what the record labels did to hip hop in their early stages. And now a lot of these sports
you want the viral take that goes viral. So there were some creators that when I started doing stuff with you guys that I would say something and it was rage bait. That's all it is. It's just rage bait. I'm going to say something so stupid that just to get a reaction out of people. And that's a lot of it too. Because it's all about getting the comments and the interactions, and this is what it is. I don't think that'll ever stop. Ryan Clark is fast becoming the new Skip Bayless. He's starting to say stuff that is so stupid that. And then every once in a while, he'll say something like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense." And so it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like saying stuff just for the fact pure rage bait. I think it's annoying. I think you can create content without and go viral without doing stuff like that. I think it's lazy. I think BRF is right. I think it's just being lazy. I don't think it's actually it's more about wanting to go viral than it is about actually like spreading awareness for the game that you enjoy, regardless of whether the game that whatever game that is. Like it's just lazy and it's really annoying. And I mean, you guys have known me long enough now. One of my biggest pet peeves is the overreaction. Or the too soon thing. Like, oh my God, he had a bad game. We got to blow up the whole franchise. I hate that. So, I can't stand it. I do a rant at least once a month on this show about it.
You know what? And the thing is, we thought that what's so funny about that, we thought, well, at least I did, that once the writers stopped covering it, the pure journalists stopped covering sports, and that the the guys who played start becoming the media, we thought it was going to get even better. It didn't got fucking worse.
Yeah.
It didn't got worse.
Yep.
Because what a lot of these
players lately.
What? Because
you heard Chris Carter as of lately?
No.
Some of the hot takes he said. Yeah, it's gotten worse.
Because I think what a lot of some of these players are starting to do is letting personal feelings and biases come into play. And they should know better. Because you can't tell me a lot of those players that are getting into the podcast game, that are getting into the sports talk game, you can't tell me a lot of these players weren't doubted by certain sports personalities and certain individuals who didn't think they were as good as they ultimately came out to be. So you would think if anybody would understand, it would be some of those players. And the fact that they're doing it themselves is a bit of it's a shame. Like, like a lot these sports personalities, these athletes that are coming in, they're supposed to be the ones that you could go to, for the highest insight, because they've been in the trenches, they've been there, they know, they've seen, whether it's basketball, they understand different defenses, like they understand, like, the cuts and all this other stuff, as far as the cuts and like the moving the ball and just everything that goes with basketball, as far as just the strategies and everything. Same thing with football, understand the defenses, the hot reads and all that other stuff. You think they'd understand stuff like that, and it's like they sometimes they let the personal feelings get into it a little bit too much, and it's taken away from just their sheer knowledge of the game, because instead of enlightening people and educating people, stuff that they should be doing, they're turning into the dark side of the media, and it's a real shame, quite honestly. So it's just it should have never gotten to this point. Like, sports talk should be at the highest level right now with all of these athletes, and if anything, they're staying mid, if not dropping, and it's a shame.
Like PSP said, when you think about Kendrick Perkins giving a take, it's like getting your breakfast burnt. I never forget PSP said that. It's like getting your breakfast burnt when you listen to Kendrick Perkins.
Wow. Breaking news, but it's old, not, but like 2 hours. This is off of Caitlin Clark's Instagram. I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I have spent hours in the gym every day with a singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointing isn't enough to describe how I'm feeling. I want to thank everybody who's had my back through all of this. So Caitlin Clark out for the season.
Yep, out for the rest of the season.
What, bro?
No?
Huh?
Did you guys know that or no?
Yeah, I just found that out about a couple of minutes ago. I didn't want to interrupt anybody from doing anything. Okay. But ironically, the ratings are still up. The attendance is out. The attendance is out the window. They just broke the attendance record. They just broke the attendance record.
And honestly, it's a shame that she's going to be out for the rest of the season because it doesn't matter. Caitlin Clark is still must see. She's still box office, and it's a shame she's going to miss. It's a shame she's going to miss the rest of the season. But champ, us appreciating and loving the WNBA like we do. We said this. This was what we wanted to see because everybody was getting too hung up on Caitlin Clark, even though she deserves the attention. Your league can't succeed. Even if you have a face of the league, your league can't succeed without true depth in terms of your star talent. You can't succeed without that. Yeah. And the fact that and the WNBA has still been able to showcase that they have a lot of star talent, even with Caitlin Clark not being there, and they're still setting attendance records. They're still getting good ratings on television. That was what I wanted to see out of the league more than anything. We know Caitlin's going to draw. That's a done deal. We knew she was going to draw. But the fact that the rest of the league is still drawing without her was what I was scared about. But I'm glad that they've been able to thrive through it without her. But it's still a shame that she's not playing the rest of the season because she is still box office and she's still when she's on her game, best point guard in the league still. It's just a shame she's going to be out for the rest of the year.
You think she's better than Courtney Williams?
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. I mean, when Caitlin Clark, when she's healthy and on her game, I still feel like she does more to impact the flow of the game, and even both sides of the ball, because we know she's not the greatest defensive player, but even still, the transition game, how they run their offense, the Indiana Fever as a whole, I still think she affects more than any other player in the league. Courtney Williams has definitely made a name for herself, but I still think Caitlin Clark is still the top tier. But I mean, you still have Courtney Williams, you still have the Alicia Grays of the world. So I mean, I'm glad that they're seeing, man, you know what? As much as we love Caitlin Clark, the WNBA is pretty stacked with talent, and it's only gonna get more stacked because the college game is stacked with women ready to come out and do their thing.
Aussie Foot, I think her and Flajay Johnson are the leaders of the pack when it comes to this next draft class.
Oh, what's her name? Fo Wiley out of South Carolina. Jesus.
Yeah. Man. We'll get to the dub later, man. We'll get to the dub later. This is a subject that kind of hurts my heart a little bit, but I just got to tell it like it is. Does college football now belong to the Big Ten instead of the SEC?
I'll start it because I'm the other SEC guy here. I think right now, if you had to put my foot to the flame, the Big Ten is the best conference in college football. I think if you put my foot to the flame right now, the Big Ten is the best conference in college football because what the SEC thrived on through that entire time of their dominance was the depth of the conference. It's like Georgia, Alabama, LSU, Tennessee, Florida, South Carolina give you some years every once in a while. Kentucky would give you some years every once in a while. Mississippi State would give you years every once in a while. Ole Miss would give you years. It was the depth of the conference. And now you're starting, and now you kind of getting that with the Big Ten. You getting and it does help adding the out of conference teams, bringing them into the Big Ten, like a Oregon. So I mean, it definitely is going to help them. It's going to help them because you see the Ohio States, you see the Michigans, you see the Penn States. Now you have the Oregons, the USCs, and the teams like that. I think right now the SEC for me right now is too top heavy. Like if it ain't Georgia, Alabama, or LSU, who are you really trusting to go out of conference and beating somebody in a big game right now? So right now, if you put my foot to the flame, I would say it's not a huge gap, but I would go Big Ten right now. It's not a big gap. There is a little bit of a gap because I think where the SEC thrived as far as the depth they don't really have right now, and the Big Ten actually kind of have it a little bit right now. So I'll say Big Ten right now.
Okay, we'll get Flash back. Hopefully, he has some duties that he has to take care of. But I say the Big Ten has overtaken us a little bit. I think Nick Saban being out of the conference that was a big blow to the SEC. That was a huge blow. There was a time where the SEC had the superstar coaches, you had the superstar players, you had a little bit of everything going on. At one point, Urban Meyer, Kirby Smart, and Nick Saban were all in the SEC. So Kirby and then you had Mike Leach. Mike Leach in the SEC as well. So you had a lot of superstar coaches, you had a lot of superstar players, you had a lot of things that was going on for the SEC. I think that we have been overtaken because, number one, the playing field got leveled in the super hurry when you can literally be public about who you paying. Playing field got leveled in a hurry. And guess what? What was really good for the college game is depth. It's depth of talent. You had guys who you knew they were going to kind of be on the bench for years, but you knew they was the next man up. I mean, we will probably never see the quarterback room that we saw at Alabama ever again. The running back rooms that we saw ever again. We would probably never see the wide receiver rooms that we saw in Alabama ever again. The running back rooms that we saw in Georgia. Nick Chubb. Look, Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, and Todd Gurley in the same room.
You got it for 1 year.
Got it for 1 year. So let's not forget James Cook. James Cook was in the picture for a year or so. So you're not going to see the depth of players. It's going to be more like the NFL. Once that star player kind of gets hurt, you're going to be relying on a lot of guys working their way into trying to get into the system. There's no more systems anymore. There's no more college football systems. There's only college football teams. And I think that the Big Ten has done a hell of a job of saying we have a system. And their systems are still in place. And I believe that's why they have overtaken us in the SEC. Do I think that, look, a lot of teams in the SEC, a lot of coaches, Sarkisian is a great coach, but he's not a Nick Saban. Kalen DeVore is a good coach, not a Nick Saban. The only thing that is close to that is Kirby. And, there's a lot of rumors going around about Kirby this year. So, yeah, it's, because they're saying that he may leave soon. So, which I'm hoping that he doesn't. Because, 3 championship appearances, can't beat that. But just going to be real, man. We don't have the star power as far as coaching is concerned. We don't have the depth anymore. People are not sitting. A lot of guys, and I don't blame, but people talk about NIL and transport portal have basically ruined college football. Has it really? Or has people said, fuck waiting my turn, I'm finna go to somebody who wants me to play right now?
I wouldn't go, because I wouldn't necessarily go as far as saying NIL has ruined the game. I don't think it's ruined it. It has the sport that always kind of kept college football lit, and what made it great was its traditions. and NIL has definitely like definitely given tradition some gut shots. So it definitely has impacted that. I think what I am really enjoying about the college football game is that it's not just one or two conferences that's dominating as far as getting all the players.
Yeah.
Like the talent being more spread out throughout all the conferences. Like ACC has talented players, Big 12, Big 10, SEC, Pac-12. Everybody's getting the talent now, and now you can throw the Sun Belt in there now. Like the Sun Belt, don't let the Sun Belt fool you. They got some talented players in the Sun Belt too. So everybody's getting talent now. So that's one thing I do enjoy about this day and age of college football. It's not the same 5 or 6 teams getting everybody. You'll hear like a Mississippi State getting this guy, or you'll hear a USC getting this guy, or Oregon getting this guy, or you might even hear in Illinois or somebody like that getting a player like that just out of the blue that's 4 stars. So it's spread out more, and that's what I'm enjoying, because come college football playoff time, with them having as many teams as they do in the college football playoff, you don't want to just see the first round, which is pretty much what we kind of got last year in the playoffs, nothing but blowouts. Like when it gets to that time frame, you want good games throughout the college football playoffs. You want all 12 teams to be really, really good that can stake a claim to a national championship. So that's what I'm enjoying. The talent spreading. That's what I'm enjoying about it.
Yes, indeed. But I really think that the Big Ten has overtaken us, man.
I do too.
The minute Nick Saban walked, the minute you saw Alabama kind of declining, that's the reason. That's one of the big reasons why. Because everybody was lining up to beat Alabama. It's like, I have to get enough talent in order to beat Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And when that talent starts to decline a little bit, then that kind of like took away. And many people will argue, even during that time, we were top heavy. It was like Alabama, Georgia, Florida, then Tennessee might make some noise, and then the rest of the guys is like, you might make some noise, you might not.
Well, you got to throw LSU in that as well.
Yeah, LSU. Well, that's a given. They got the greatest damn college football team of all time. So
that's true.
So, well, next to Miami, I would say. But yeah. I gotta say they've overtaken us. But I gotta ask you this question, because this involves 2 of our quarterbacks. Well, one is our former quarterback, one is our newer quarterback, Gunnar Stockton and Carson Beck. Are they on the collision course to the Natty or either college football playoff at this point?
At the very least, I'll say college football playoff. I would love to see, just off the storyline alone, I would love a Miami, Georgia, like first round game. I would, or a quarterfinal, like a quarterfinal matchup. I would love to see a Miami, Georgia quarterfinal matchup, just with the idea of Carson Beck potentially going back to Athens to play the Georgia Bulldogs as the starting quarterback of the Miami Hurricanes. Bro, I don't care what anybody says. That's cinema. That storyline. That's a storyline. Because let's say Carson Beck absolutely goes ape shit this year and just goes off and lives up to those preseason Heisman hopes that we had for him last year in Georgia. He lives up to it this year in Miami. And then let's say Gunnar Stockton just exceeds everybody's expectations and just goes off and has a really, really good season. You get them in a quarterfinal matchup in the college football playoffs, bro, let me tell you something. You're not going to tell me college football, like the news feeds and everything, they would eat that up if you get a Miami, Georgia first, like, quarterfinal matchup. If you get a quarterfinal matchup with those two, news feeds in college football would eat that up, and it would probably be like one of the – you can make a case since the inception of the college football playoff, outside of Georgia, Alabama playing against each other, this could possibly be the biggest storyline in the history of the college football playoff, outside of when Georgia, Alabama get together. The fact that you're seeing a relevant, noteworthy quarterback who left his old team, going back to possibly play his old team with a semifinal spot on the line. That could be something crazy.
Okay, so we're now experiencing a weather delay for the Philadelphia Eagles Cowboys game. Hopefully, get back to that game very, very soon. Probably some lightning striking somewhere, but you just never know. I have to ask you this question.
Okay.
Doesn't it seem like that? Look, and I'm just gonna say this. Carson looks like he has the reins taken off of it. It looks like he has free reign. And it seems like Mike Bobo said, look, go out there and win. And we're seeing a lot more dynamic plays from Gunnar Stockton, and how he's able to use his athleticism, how he's able to, run the ball, how explosive this offense is. Granted, yeah, I know they're playing Marshall. Yeah. But if you really look at the difference between how we were playing last year and how we're playing this year, it's a big difference, a big, huge difference. If you really look at last year, that score in the first quarter would have been 7-0 versus this year. We came out there and we just took it to them.
That game was over by halftime.
The game was over by halftime. But last year, that wasn't the case. We were sputtering. The offense was like sputtering throughout the year. It was like we supposed to be beating the hell out of these guys. This is what I like. There was a lot of games where, when you playing these little, cupcake teams, you call it, free beer day. I just came over here to drink beer all day. I know we go win this game already. I ain't got to sit around here and watch it. I ain't got to sit around here and watch it sober. So when you think about that and think about the fact that, that the offense is more explosive. If you literally look at Miami, their offense was explosive. Carson was able to throw some key things at Notre Dame and was one of the reasons why they're winning. I mean, it seems like once Mike Bobo took off the reins off of both of these guys, it seems like they're just more explosive. What are your thoughts about that?
Miami's offense is more fit for Carson Beck than what Georgia's offense was. And that's partly because Miami has more talented wide receivers that can get up, run the routes, and be able to bring those balls in that Carson Beck's going to want to throw. It's more of like kind of that high-powered kind of scheme that I think fits a Carson Beck, what he likes to do. The Mike Bobo, and you'll like what I'm about to say. Mike Bobo ran that offense with Gunnar Stockton the way he ran it with Stetson Bennett those 2 national championship years.
Yes.
He ran it the exact same way because he has an athlete at quarterback. He has a quarterback to where if they get in the bind and they need a first down, use your legs, go get it. You use your legs, you go get the first down. That opens up a lot more for our offense, and we can do more, whether it's play action, whether it's RPOs, whether it's run action. It don't matter. With Carson Beck, you didn't have the threat of the run. With Gunnar Stockton, you have the threat of the run. So I think Mike Bobo is going to go back a little bit to 22. What was the 22 and 23? Those 2 national title years with Stetson Bennett having a guy that can chunk the ball down the field. Because let's face it, people talk about Stetson Bennett's arm. I'm like, where is this talk about Stetson Bennett's arm? Stetson Bennett could go deep when he needed to go deep. We saw some of them deep balls he was making. He had a pretty deep ball, and he had a stronger arm than people give him credit for. But Gunnar Stockton, we know he's got a cannon. We've seen that on display multiple times. He's got a cannon. But the fact that he's got the legs and the feet to go with it, He's a better fit for what Mike Bobo, I think, really wants to do. And I think slowly but surely, Mike Bobo is going to open it up a little more. And if we get full blown Super Saiyan Georgia offense with Gunnar Stockton, I'm not saying it's going to be 2022, 2023 over again. I'm just saying Georgia's going to be arguably the scariest team going, just from the standpoint that backfield is loaded and they have talented wide receivers. They have a Kobe Young, Zachariah Branch, Lucky, the tight end, very, very good. Made big plays in that Marshall game. So I just think with Carson Beck and Gunnar Stockton, they are an offense that's perfectly suited and tailored to their skill sets and what they want to do. Carson Beck in his offense, he doesn't really necessarily have to worry about having to run with the ball. He can just stand back there and sling it. Gunnar Stockton, he's going to get his opportunities to sling it, but then when it comes time to get a first down, if he's got to run, he's a good enough athlete to go get it. I just think the offenses are more tailored to these guys now, and I think you're going to see them both have pretty big years from the standpoint that the offenses are tailored to them. Do not be shocked if Carson Beck is in Heisman talks late in the season, but don't be shocked either if Gunnar Stockton has Georgia like undefeated and destroying everybody. Just don't be shocked both ways.
And in WNBA news, Asia Wilson already got 14 points. It's only the second quarter. So, damn.
Man, I was on the Nafisa Collier bandwagon all year for MVP, and I thought she had that locked up, but she got hurt. And then Asia Wilson found a level that I didn't even think she could find. I think she got that
at the beginning of the year. They absolutely sucked at the beginning of the year. We was talking about, I'll never forget, me and you brought up the fact, like, hell, is it time for Asia to ask for a damn trade at this point? Like, what the hell's going on?
And now they're the hottest team in the league, and she is the hottest player in the league. And I think she's all but got that MVP wrapped up again.
I think she win this game tonight and have a dominant performance and finish off this dominant performance she's having. I think it's good as hers. It's good as hers. I'm gonna get your input on this. Clash of Paris. What is your review about that?
Clash in Paris was I actually did not watch the pay-per-view, but I have caught up on it enough to to see the matches and get the highlights. It was a good show. It was a good show, and we did the I know I thought it was a really good card. I feel like the match of the night, you could go between Sheamus and Rusev in that good old fashioned Donnybrook, or the John Cena Logan Paul match. Those were people can talk about Logan Paul all they want as far as being an outsider and all this other stuff. He is bred to do it. He is bred to do it. And shout out to John Cena. Boy, shout out to John Cena. All those callbacks. You had Logan Paul doing the zigzag. John Cena did the end of days. Yeah. Baron Corbin, a shout out to Baron Corbin. He does the Styles Clash. A shout out to AJ Styles. Logan Paul does the zigzag. A shout out to Dolph Ziggler. I mean, so many callbacks during that match. It was good. And Sheamus and Rusev, bro. I love Sheamus matches. I love Sheamus matches because when you get a Sheamus match, you know they finna bust each other up. It doesn't matter who we go against. I love Sheamus matches. I mean, and now as far as like the rest of the show, I mean, like the show overall was a good show. Like that fatal 4-way match was good for the world heavyweight title. I know some people feel like it was a little underwhelming with the ending. like with Becky Lynch ultimately joining the division, which honestly I think a lot of people kind of knew that was coming. But if we get AJ Lee out of this, which all signs are pointing she's going to be on SmackDown tomorrow, because apparently the rumor is AJ had signed months ago and she's been training. So this whole plan with Becky joining the division, this was planned. So with WrestlePalooza, if we get Becky and Seth versus CM Punk and AJ Lee, they got exactly what they wanted. They got eyes on the WrestlePalooza show in Indianapolis. But yeah, the tag team title match was good. Like I feel like shout out Paris. Shout out that Paris crowd. Shout out European crowds, period. They kick our asses when it comes to just showing up and showing out. Between the Clash in Paris and the Monday Night Raw, France has some of the best fans in the world. They stay hyped no matter what the match is. Like going to Monday Night Raw, that moment with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Like il est vraiment phenomenon, bro. You can't tell me AJ Styles at one point did not want to literally really cry during that segment. That was incredible. And like, cause I remember like when they did it to him at Backlash last year, he was a heel then. So he couldn't really enjoy it like he wanted to enjoy it because he was the heel. He was Cody's first opponent after Cody won at WrestleMania 40. Yeah. So he couldn't really enjoy it like he wanted to. Him being a babyface, he could actually enjoy it. And he soaked that entire moment up. And I loved it. If I was a WWE for that Monday Night Raw, I would have called an audible. And I would have gave AJ Styles the Intercontinental Championship. I would have called an audible. I'm serious. I would have called an audible. And it wasn't just the fact that Dominic Mysterio retained. It was how he retained. Because when Ludwig Kaiser or El Grande Americano 2.0, when he came out and he hit AJ with that loaded mask, with his mask being loaded, and you knew what was about to happen, you could just hear the air just like you could just see the air being sucked from the crowd because you knew it was about to go down. But I think all in all, it was two really, really good nights of wrestling, and just shout out to the Paris crowd. They did their thing. The Street Profits entrance in Clash in Paris doing the Borderlands theme because of the game getting ready. I think the new game's about to come out. Like you've had the movie, then the new game's coming out. They came up with the Borderlands gear. It was awesome. The crowd singing Shatter. The Wyatt Six singing their theme song coming down the ring. That was amazing. That was incredible. Good Lord. Just everything about the Paris crowd was just it was amazing. It was just, I feel like if I'm the WWE, you gotta get a WrestleMania in Europe within the next 5 years. Europe's gotta have a WrestleMania. It does not matter which country in Europe you put it in, they're going to show up and show out. Doesn't matter if it's it doesn't matter if it's France, doesn't matter if it's England, Scotland, it doesn't matter if it's Spain, it does not matter. Within the next 5 years, Europe better be getting a WrestleMania. Just point blank, period.
Yes, indeed. I agree. I have to agree with that. Yeah, I have to agree with that, man. Those European crowds, they're better than the American crowd.
They destroy us.
Yeah, they even destroy Madison Square Garden, bro. I'm just being real.
Yeah, they destroy us. Yeah, like even the wrestling towns like the New Yorks, the Chicagos, the Bostons, the Phillies, they destroy them.
They destroy it. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. I just look when they need to have more pay-per-views in overseas. I'm sorry to my fellow American fans, but they need to have more pay-per-views overseas.
They do.
Even if the match is boring as hell, hearing that crowd makes me want to tune in.
It's exactly because like the Prophets and the YN6, it wasn't one of the better matches of the night, but that crowd was invested in every single match that night. That's what you want in your PLE crowds. You want them to get into every single match. And that's why I like the Triple H method of the 5 to 6 match PLEs, because the crowds don't get tired. You can actually have a rest period in between matches to where the crowds can maintain their energy and they can get hyped for every match. That's why I hated the Vince McMahon. I grew to hate the Vince McMahon way of pay-per-views. 3, 4 hours, 10, 11, 12, 13 matches. You don't need all that. By the time you get to the 8th or 9th match, that crowd is dead. 5, 6 matches in a night. You keep the crowd upbeat, you keep them going, you give them rest periods, and then they can get back to cheering again. But it's just these European crowds, just boy. Well, honestly, it's international crowds. Period. Whether it's Europe, and then you got Puerto Rico, Mexico, like international crowds just kill American crowds. Just point blank. Period.
Yeah, I agree. I have to agree. Man. Like I said, I love my country. I love the American crowds, but guess what, man? You cannot do the European crowd.
You gotta call a spade at the end of the day.
Yes, indeed. Kawhi, as Magic Johnson would say, in hot water because of the Clippers. And
I have not read up on this story. Explain this story to me, please.
So apparently he received an endorsement deal of like $28 million for a shoe deal that he didn't have to show for, and they gave him $28 million in order to circumvent the salary cap.
Oh no!
So you remember what happened last time that happened in the NBA? That was Joe Smith when he kept taking them 1-year deal, and it happened in the NFL too. Because remember they got the Denver Broncos caught. Yeah, they got caught giving Terrell Davis and damn John Elway a lot of shit, but. Yeah, that's basically what happened. He just got a deal for a no-show. But
wow. Bro, okay. I don't know. I'm be honest with you. I don't know what they think. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're thinking. Like, I mean, hey, look, you trying to circumvent the salary cap, bro. Eventually you're gonna have to pay that money anyway. Quit trying to be sneaky. Quit trying to get around stuff. And this is Steve Ballmer. He got the money. Magic gonna pay it up. If you hitting the luxury tax, so you getting close, you got the money. Go pay that money up. Look at that damn new arena you're in, bro. Go on, pay that money. I mean, come on, you got it. Ain't no need. And that's the crazy thing. And like me working at Lowe's, and we talk about this all the time with some of my coworkers. It's amazing how the rich people are the cheapest people to deal with. It's crazy how the rich people are the cheap ones to deal with. They are the most friggin' they are the most clingy with their money. They are just the most. I can't even think of the word for it. They don't want to spend their money. And it's crazy to me.
I mean, you don't get rich by spending too much. Once you get rich, once you get rich and wealthy by spending a lot of money, you're kind of trying to keep businesses afloat. You're trying to make sure you're not cash poor. You're trying to make sure your stocks and bonds are squared away. But I understand what you're saying because LeBron James. I'll never forget something he said. He still use Pandora. He don't use Apple Music. I'm like, what the fuck? He said,
and shout out to him because Pandora is still like that. I don't care what anybody say. Shout out to Bron for Pandora. But I feel like at the end of the day, if you're confident in the business that you run, you should know you're going to make that money back. So just go ahead and spend what you need to spend. You're gonna make it back. Go on and spend what you need to spend. If you have a business that's like that and you're confident in your abilities to run that business, go and spend your money if you know you're gonna make it back anyway.
Yeah. Hey, I'm waiting to see how this gonna play out. If they have to give up 5 first-round picks, like the Timberwolves did with Joe Smith, well, that's gonna hurt the Clippers for a lot of years, and that damn arena gonna be empty after Kawhi didn't leave.
Exactly because you have to give up that many first round picks. You absolutely have no way to rebuild that franchise
Other than
after Kawhi Leonard leaves. You have no way to rebuild that franchise.
yeah, no way. And yeah, so they better hope they don't go that far. That was under the David Stern Convention. I mean, yeah, that's
That's serious. That's serious stuff. You can't be. That's serious stuff.
And it seems like the Clippers are organization of bad luck. Granted, they bring a lot of shit on themselves, but
They bring 95% of it on themselves.
Yeah, so it's just like, damn, y'all just got out of a situation like 10 years ago where you're dealing with that dumbass Donald Sterling. Now you have another owner who sitting on his wallet too much. So
you went from a racist to a cheapskate.
Yeah, so I wouldn't call him a cheapskate. It's just like I'm trying to give you more money
without
somebody saying something.
You went from a racist to a rather frugal individual when it comes to spending his money.
So yeah, I gave you a deal, but I want some more. And you gotta wonder who leaked that shit. It's like, what the hell?
That is a good question. You do wonder who let that go.
Somebody snitched. Somebody just snitched.
Oh yeah, somebody. Yeah, it makes you wonder who let that out.
Yeah, in the great words of Jay-Z, about to start bitching at you, ready to start snitching at you. So somebody,
yeah, right.
You out here snitching. So yeah, so whoever snitched, you gave us a good story, but shame on you.
Shame on you.
But hey, 9 times out of 10 they snitched because they ain't got paid. So yeah.
Oh, okay. I got a notification. I got a tweet from Adam Schefter. He said game could resume at 11:30.
Damn.
That's Adam Schefter tweeting per Mike Tirico because Mike Tirico is doing the play-by-play for the game. Game could resume at 11:30.
Yeah, I'll stay up till 11:30 to see what happens. So, last subject. What are your thoughts about Angel Reese's comments about her future with the Chicago Sky?
She might be good at gone. She might be good as gone because hey, look, we know you got a bad team. We know you don't have a good team. Do not. You're the face. Like don't throw your teammates under the bus. Don't do that. Don't do that because apparently she said like Haley Van Lith and it was somebody else.
Courtney Vandersloot, can she come
Courtney
back?
Vandersloot. They're not capable of leading a team to a championship. And she said like well no she said no I think she said Courtney Vandersloot at her age like she wasn't like I guess wasn't good enough at her age or something like that, and they needed to bring in great players. I'm like, you can't. What Angel Reese got under? What Angel Reese got? Go ahead. No, go ahead, Sean.
I don't know how many great players are going to be able to come to Chicago because she asked Gabby Williams to come back. Gabby Williams said, "Fuck no, I'm not coming back to Chicago." So
her butt went straight to Seattle.
He went straight to Seattle. She actually, and the thing is about it, what's so funny about Angel, right? She's cool with everybody. So it's not like yeah, she's not like she's this unlikable asshole that the media likes. The players and her fellow players, her and Cooper, all of these players love her. She's like a sister to all of them. Remember, she bought Tia Cooper a gift for her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Alyssa Thomas, A-Train is cool, which I'm like, damn, I'm surprised you cool with anybody. Well, you be knocking motherfuckers out. But, I'm just being real. You running the A-Train, you going to hit the ground one way or another. So that's just what that is. But, yeah, the players like her. I just don't think that they're willing to play for Chicago, which is an injustice when it comes to Chicago. I mean,
Yeah,
Chicago is a hell of a city.
it's a hell of
And
a basketball town.
hell of a basketball town, hell of a sports town.
It is.
You know, look, let's just keep it all the way above. Games are good when they're playing on these major sports networks. But did you ever take the time to watch a Chicago Bulls game when it was on WGN?
I've seen my fair share of Chicago Bulls WGN games. I have, yes, sir.
They're impeccable. They're impeccable. I mean, the WGN games are impeccable.
Let me know. Let me. I'm gonna tell you something. What I used to do, like peak Bulls when Jordan was there, when they would play the Hawks.
Yeah.
I would go between TBS and WGN just to kind of see the differences in production and the commentating and how they did things. WGN Bulls production destroyed TBS Hawks production, and so on so many levels. Like you're watching a WGN Bulls game, and they make you feel like you're literally watching a nationally televised game. A TBS Hawks game, it feels like you're watching a regional game. Like WGN actually makes you feel like you're watching you thought you were watching. You could have watched that in any state. Like that's how good the production was for Bulls games with WGN.
Yeah, WGN is good, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I think she's on her way out of Chicago. It's
I
going
do
to
too.
be if she goes to Dallas. I think that Dallas is a target because of Paige. I think her Paige and Aussie Fudd. I think they're in cahoots at this point.
I would watch for Dallas with her. I would watch for Atlanta with her as well.
Yeah.
I would watch for Atlanta with Angel Reese too. Because let me tell you something. You add Angel with that front court, Jesus Christ.
And plus Brittany Griner, she's on her way out. She come off the bench now.
Exactly. You put Angel and Brianna Jones together, and you still got that You got that backcourt still, and then you still got that bench. You still got that bench with like Hillman and Pow, and boy, don't let her go to Atlanta. Don't let her go to Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree. But something has to be done about that Chicago team.
But a big three of Ashley Fudd, Paige, and Angel in Dallas, I like that as well.
Yeah. Man, I missed. Look, one subject that I really want to talk about before we leave is like a little quick subject.
Nah, hit me with it, bro. Go ahead, bro.
I have to say this, man. One thing that I miss is when you didn't have to have a lot in order to watch football games.
Mm-hmm.
I miss when you didn't have to have a lot in order to have sports, because at least you had sports.
Right.
At least the one thing that you can look forward to every single evening, every single game, was the fact that, okay, I might not have cable, I might not have internet, I might not have streaming services, but at least I can still watch football, basketball, unless it's like an NBA League Pass game that's like during garbage time. I can still pay attention. And, the local news is going to cover sports as well. And, I can go and look on the internet, ESPN, the app on the phones. But now I feel like people are punished for not having. And
I agree.
I didn't realize how good I'm not going to lie, man. I wish I could turn back the hands of time and be more grateful. And God forgive me for being ungrateful, because I realized what we had now. Saturday was a hell of a day. Even as a child, you had Saturday morning cartoons. You had CBS college football. Then after college football, CBS, you had the Apollo at night. You had the Apollo. So even if you didn't have cable, you still had that one day, because really when we was kids, you really wasn't focused on watching TV because your mama whoop your ass.
Yeah.
About not whooping you. But just keep it real. We actually got our asses whooped back then for not doing your homework. You know, your teacher called and told your mama that you ain't turning in that homework after she asked you and checked behind you on your homework and caught you on that game, caught you on that television, you got your ass whooped. Let's just keep it above. But I gotta see you a video later. I want you to watch it. But
okay.
I'll say I was a spoiled brat. We were spoiled brats. We talk about the kids nowadays, but we were spoiled when it came to television. We didn't have to go to YouTube. We didn't have to go have a lot of streaming services. Everything that we wanted to watch was accessible to us. Like I stated, you had college, you had football, you had Saturday morning cartoons. Right after that, football at 12. Or, you know, if it was 12, you had basketball.
Dude, I miss that, and I love that. I love that so much, especially Fox. Like you're sitting here watching friggin' like you're watching like Spider-Man, X-Men, all the cartoons like that, and then it immediately jumps into a college football game. Like, bro, come on.
Immediately goes into a college football game.
Come on, man.
You get the double header in the day, and then at night, you know, if you watch CBS, you had the Apollo. It's like shit. I can have me a good weekend, even though I ain't got cable.
Exactly, exactly. The CBS was when they had like the exclusive SEC license. Then you go straight into like the Apollo or something good after that. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, did the Apollo. One thing I do, you know, hey, at one point though, you know, after the Apollo, remember TV went off.
They did.
These kids will never understand that when that damn TV went off. And your mama come in the room and complaining about it because you know you really wanted the light deal up because TV literally off. It has that air, but yeah, we had it good, man. I wish that these kids had the luxury of saying, okay, we may not have a lot of streaming services or stuff like that, but we're at least able to watch sports. Sports is accessible, and I believe that they're really trying to make sports a rich man's game at this point, which I think that's a big ass mistake if you really want to.
I 1,000% agree with that.
I think they're trying to make it a rich man's playground because why the hell are you selling Super Bowl tickets at $30,000 a piece?
Right.
Who the fuck is going to buy tickets at the 30? I mean, I really think they should put it back in the middle class hands and say, hey, man, I understand you want to make money. Everybody want to make money, but I really think they should put it back in the middle class's hand because, like I said, if you didn't have nothing, you had sports. I mean, pay-per-view was a luxury. I mean, streaming services now are what pay-per-views was to us. I remember pay-per-views was a luxury. You had to find one of your homeboys who was watching wrestling at a certain point. And the funniest part about that, they were coming back. Their pay-per-views are coming back. But, you know, and big ups to CBS and the UFC because they realized, all right, we need to put it back in the hands of the middle class because guess what? Everybody ain't got no money nowadays. UFC now, their premium live bits are free on CBS.
Because the majority of the buys are going to be the lower to upper middle class. That's going to be the majority of the buys. That's what they got to realize. I'm glad the UFC is kind of starting to realize this a little bit. They got to understand you're going to make the most money appealing to the middle class because it's more of them than anybody else. So you have to be, the more buys you get from those like in the lower to upper middle class, the more people that are buying your stuff, you're going to get the bulk of your money anyway. Because it's like, you're going to get the rich people that are in the sports, you're going to get them. But the bulk is like the middle class people. So if you're getting like the majority of those that are sports fans, you have nothing to worry about.
Yes. Look, my plea to all of the sports networks and stuff like that, all of the regular TV, all of the local networks, try to bring it back so that a lot of people who, if you don't have nothing, you have sports. If I can't watch anything on television, I can at least watch my Atlanta Falcons play. I can at least watch my Chicago Bears play. I can at least watch my Chicago Bulls, my Atlanta Braves play. Bring it back so that everybody is included. Everybody should be included in sports, not everybody being left out because you got to go to a bar. Everybody ain't got bar money every weekend. Hell, I ain't got money. Yeah,
exactly.
But luckily, look, I'm gonna just be real, man. Shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings. You know, hey, Buffalo Wild Wings, if you hear me, you know, hey, give you guys a sponsorship. You know what I mean? Shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings because now.
Oh no, I'm just gonna say because like I used to live down in I lived in Statesboro for a while. Shout out the Locos Bar and Grill down in Statesboro, Georgia. They've helped me on a couple of nights as far as like watching sports and stuff like that. So shout out to them.
Shout out to the local bars and especially Buffalo Wild Wings because now it's a hell of a lot more affordable at this point. You can get 20 wings, some fries, and a drink for like $20 now. So shout out to Inspire Brands and Buffalo Wild Wings, man, because y'all made, you know, not trying to sound like any political figures, but you made Saturdays great again because I'm able to buy a thing of chicken wings for $20, get me a drink, and not be out of a house and home by the end of the night. So
I watched the 2008 the first round. I watched the first round of the 2008 NFL draft in Locos Bar and Grill. It's a place called Locos. They have really, really good wings. They have good food there. I watched the 2008 draft at that Bar and Grill. So I watched and saw because as a Falcons fan, it was, do we take Matt Ryan or do we take Glenn Dorsey? Thank God we took Matt Ryan, but it was just it's the atmosphere. It's just the fun and being able to go out and enjoy yourself and have fun in an affordable atmosphere, doing what you want to do. And yeah, like a lot of these leagues and these orgs and these networks, they need to recognize that and get back to that. So I'm like I 1,000% agree.
Yes. So look, bring it back to everybody, man. Bring it back to the roots. And to you NFL owners, y'all motherfuckers want to always reach. A lot of it. So
exactly.
think about the energy that you want. But on that note, man, couldn't get flashback. Shout out to Flash and Little Flash, I would say. And look, we love you guys. Any last words, BRF Sports?
I'm just gonna say shout out to everybody who's in the chat. Shout out to everybody who's watching us, who's following us, who's helping us grow this bad boy out because we want to get it places. We want to get the 1,000, the 10,000, the 50,000, the 100,000 subscribers. We want to get this bad boy there. Shout out to everybody who support. Shout out to the Pod and Grad chat on the IG. Shout out to everybody there. Just shout out my information. You know, BR Sports is the TikTok handle. I got the link tree in the bio. You find my IG, my Facebook, my Twitter /X, my Discord. Just feel free to hop in, join your boy, because me and my brother Champ and my brother Flash, we are trying to be in this for the long haul because we want better. We want to make this great. So shout out to everybody. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. We're going to keep this rolling. And as I always say, because the topic not thought about is a topic not talked about.
Yes, indeed. And look who's in the house at the Philadelphia Eagles game, man. The greatest of all time, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So hey, man, he's been out there as of lately, and he's doing his thing in NASCAR. So, hey, hopefully we can have him win a Daytona 500 soon. But big shout out to Flash, big shout out to PSP. Like I keep saying, if it wasn't for PSP, there would not be an Undisputed GOAT podcast. And shout out to D. Holla at your boy. And look, we love you guys. Look, have a good weekend. Have a safe weekend. I'm going to say that again. Have a good weekend and have a safe weekend. Because the law ain't playing. The law ain't playing. And if you don't believe that, look on TV. They looking to throw you in jail. In the great words of Charleston White. So don't give them the privilege. All right? Holla at you.